Hello, this is Father Bill Watson, and this is a question for our YouTube channel, Ask Me, Ask Father Bill. And our question today from our web form is, does Jesus retain his full humanity in heaven? Well, that's a good question. Let's be brief and say, first of all, yes, Jesus Christ maintains his full humanity in heaven. And I think a unique way of understanding this is in the Holy Eucharist. The Eucharist is described as the source and the summit of the life and the mission of the Church. Tradition states that since his ascension, Jesus Christ remains in the mystery of the Eucharist, which is the sacrament par excellence of the presence of God in the midst of humanity. Remember in Matthew 28:20, Jesus tells us that he will be with us until the end of the age. The ascension does not mean that Christ went up to heaven beyond our sight, but rather he became present in a new manner. Also, the compendium of the Catechism of the Catholic Church affirms that Christ assumed a true human body, which is why he can be represented and venerated in sacred images. We have thousands of them. Furthermore, the Catechism of the Catholic Church states that Jesus, after he had spoken to his disciples, was taken up into heaven and sat at the right hand of God. The Catholic Church understands the concept of Jesus' full humanity by affirming that Jesus Christ is true God and true man, with two natures, a divine nature and a human nature, united in the person of the Word, the second person of the Holy Trinity. This means that in the humanity of Jesus, all things, his miracles, his suffering, and his death, must be attributed to his divine person, which acts through his assumed human nature. Jesus' humanity and the mystery of the Incarnation shed light on the human condition by revealing the depths of what it means to be human. And through him, we can finally know the truth of ourselves. In Jesus, we see the inexhaustible capacity of the human heart to love God and man, even in the face of great suffering. On the cross, Jesus breaks the power of sin's self-destructive resistance to love. And through his resurrection, he becomes the revelation and accomplishment of a humanity recreated and renewed according to God's plan. The Church's understanding of Jesus' full humanity is based on the belief that in the Incarnation, the Son of God assumed a human nature without absorbing it. Christ's human nature belongs to the divine person of the Son of God, and everything that Christ is and does in his human nature derives from the Trinity. In his soul and body, Christ expresses humanly the divine ways of the Trinity. The words, deeds, and entire historical event of Jesus, though limited as human realities, have the divine person of the incarnate Word as their subject. They possess in themselves the definitiveness and completeness of the revelation of God's salvific ways, even if the depth of the divine mystery remains transcendent and inexhaustible. The truth about God is unique, full, and complete because it's spoken by the incarnate Son of God. And so when you next go to Mass, recall that the full presence of Jesus Christ in his divinity and in his humanity is present to you. Why did Jesus give us this gift of his real presence? I believe love is the reason. As embodied spirits, we suffer when we are physically separated from those we love. Jesus wanted us to know that we are not separated from him. I also believe that he had a deep and abiding desire to be with us because he does not want to be physically distant from us. Jesus Christ, yesterday, today, and forever, present to us, Emmanuel, God with us. And I hope that helps.